Staying with AJ was at Wisconsin lacrosse, but he's done a radiology program, so he had to transfer to Madison to finish out the program.
Really?
All right, folks, thanks for joining us here on the channel. This is semifinal action. And if you're wondering what's different from Friday, the Blast girls are in their whites, all whites, white shorts, white tops, and white socks with the blue numbers. Minnesota Rush in their blues. And we'll set your lineup here momentarily as Foley goes for that one. And Nelner takes it on the far side. Nelner on the far side with Foley in the middle. Near side here is Kivel with Holt and Amaviska in the midfield. That's Shakibi punching it across the middle, looking for Amaviska. This one's going to go short.
Go to the ball! Go to the ball!
And that was, so Ems and Lee, your other defenders. Cron between the sticks for Blast. And as I said, these two teams played on Friday. It was a relatively close game for most of the game until later in the second half, when the Blast girls opened up a substantial lead as the Minnesota Rush girls had a hard time getting out of their own end. This is Foley around the edge. Can she get it on that left foot? It takes a deflection and is punched out hard, that time by Minnesota Rush, and we'll have a corner. Understand that yesterday's event had the Lakeville girls, where the Lakeville girls beat the Blast girls. The one Blast goal did come off a corner. So we'll see who's going to tee this up. This looks like Holt far side. Kivel looks to crash the back net. Amaviska in the middle. Foley at the near post. This one comes in. It's dealt with by the defenders. Amaviska turns, spins, shoots. Opportunity for Kivel back. Good save that time by the keeper. And that goes out. Did it go out? I guess it did not go out. I thought it might have gone out right side of your screen. Instead, it'll be a throw. Good save that time by the Minnesota Rush keeper. Ems right side of your screen, throw in, looks for Kivel. Kivel turns, spins, gets double teamed there, and that one's going to go out over the touchline.
Get it in front of the net, girl.
And here go the white shirts again. Just underway here. This is a semifinal matchup. If the winner of this game will play at 4 o'clock today here in Blaine. Breaking are the Rush girls. This one's fed forward. That's Lee who knocks that down. And here go the Rush girls the other direction before it becomes ping pong in the middle of the park. This falls nicely for Kivel. Kivel with a little bit of green grass, closed down quickly by Rush. Here's Kivel to the corner. Kivel right side of your screen. Good cross with the right foot, but that one goes behind the net. And that'll be a goal kick for Minnesota Rush. Minnesota Rush again in their blue jerseys with the black and blue shorts, blue socks. So good contrast on this broadcast. This one comes for Ems. Ems up for Kivel. Kivel, lots of defenders, sends it towards the middle. Amaviska unable to get to that one. And I think that's going to be, and it's going to be a corner. So a second early corner here in the 4th minute for the Blast girls. Kivel will stand over this one. Foley making herself a menace at the near post. Back post is Holt. Kivel with the arm raised, now puts her right foot to it, comes in mid-high, nicely done. It was a good corner. Unlucky that time for Blast. Nobody could get a foot or a body part to it. Nelner far side plays that negative. A couple of girls were not sure exactly what they were doing with that one, but now Shakibi has it before Rush takes it away. This is Lee. Lee again tries to send it to the near side, but it's intercepted by Rush. Rush attacking to the outside. Here's Ems. Ems with the defense. Good job by both girls, keeping the ball down. And we'll have a blue throw here to the left of the screen. Coming to you live from Blaine, Minnesota. It's supposed to be springtime, but it feels like winter.
Yes, Lou, that's your ball.
Ball gets ping-ponged around. Lee will try to get a clearance. Lee's got a nice foot skills by Lee. This goes to Amaviska. Amaviska needs to get her head up. Does. Slides to the middle. Holt breaking to the middle. Amaviska feeds forward. This is Foley. Foley had a touch to it. Now she's one-on-one, has an opportunity, but good defensive tackle there by Rush, and they'll poke it the other way. This one falls nicely for Ems. Amaviska. Good foot skills by a second defender. Can't get by the third defender though. And now it gets sent back into the blast half. Amaviska, you can see what she was trying to do. She was trying to get Kivel down the field. Instead, and one goes out, and I think we'll have, yeah.
It's our ball, Olivia. White ball, go.
Ems with the throw there. We'll do it again. Into Amaviska, punches that up over the top. Kivel needs to get a touch to this one. Can she keep it in? She does. One touch it, sends it towards the near post. Nicely done. Good clearance. Falls for Nelner. Nelner shoots and Nelner scores. Talk about being in the right place at the right time. Aurelia Nelner on the far side. The ball ping-ponged around, fell to her nicely, and she's able to put the right foot to it and just scoop it right past the keeper. And an early 1-0 lead for NOSC Blast. Good teamwork that time. Kivel with a nice touch. I thought for sure she'd have to take one touch to settle the ball as it was moving with pace towards the end line, but instead, with a nice cross, that created the scoring opportunity. Amaviska to Ems. Ems off of her foot. That goes the other direction. Squeezes by a couple of defenders. Amaviska steps. Good job there. And that goes out. I'm not sure. I guess we're going to keep playing. Referee not 100% certain in that call. Here's an opportunity for Foley, who rides that in towards the keeper. And the keeper down to claim that one. Amaviska takes that punt. Holt couldn't quite get on the end of that. Good battle there in the center of the midfield. Falls for Kivel. Kivel around the end. Kivel's going to try with the right foot, and that time just a little bit too aspirational as that one squeezes just wide. It'll be a goal kick for Minnesota Rush as Dreon checks in, as Gosson checks in, and I know somebody else checked in. I thought it was three girls coming on, but I only see 2 fresh faces on the field, so we'll have to check to make sure that we're not missing something. Holt with a nice interception there. Falls for Foley. Here's Nora Holt again with another chance. She'll go to goal this time. And a good save. That time a diving save by the Rush goalie. It's rolled out into the middle. Amaviska sends this time for Gosson. Gosson, good foot skills there. Goes by one defender. Can't quite get by the second. And now Rush will break. Good negative ball that time by Holt. This one comes to the near side. M sends it to the near side. Gosson has taken over this side from Kivel, so Gosson chases. Foley over for it. Holt shoots from distance. Holt shoots from distance. Not sure she was able to get her hips over that ball. We've seen Holt hammer that ball a couple of times in the last couple of years, and so we'll see if she can get her hips over the ball. Foley at the top of the penalty area, looking like a hungry wolf waiting for that ball to be kicked. This one comes just outside. It comes for Holt. Holt feeds Gosson. Gosson looks inside, but it's intercepted. Far side. This is Holt. Far side for Nelner. Nelner shields the ball, sends it in towards goal. Foley took off the left foot, but I think that's going to roll out over the end line, and it does. And some substitutes for Minnesota Rush. Most of the action in this opening 8.5 minutes in the Rush end, which is definitely Definitely to the advantage of the NOSC Blast Girls. Amaviska gets turned back by a sea of blue.
Spread out, White, spread out.
Foley battles there. This one comes back for Drian. Drian, oh, good shoulder challenge. That time by Rush. Rush attacking. Drian to the inside. Yeah, it slid towards the middle, and Cron alertly off her line. Smartly done. That was a good shoulder challenge by Minnesota Rush.
Go win it, ladies.
Created that scoring chance. It comes down towards Gossin, who feeds to the middle.
Gotta touch it.
And it goes the other direction. This is Drian on the back line. Shakibi on the far side now covers for her to the inside. Drian takes it to the far end. It's claimed by Rush. Rush feeds to the middle. Gossin doing a nice job of what we would call in hockey back checking. Holt feeds that forward. Broken up that time by Rush near side.
Check two. Check two.
Gossin around one defender. Nice move that time by Gossin. She got to get on the end of it. She is. That's going to be off. I think it's off a defender. Ooh, I guess the the goalie and Foley and the goalie were both looking at the referee saying, isn't that going to be a corner? Instead, the referee says no, it's going to be a goal kick. So Nelner, Gossin, and Foley are forwards with Holt and Amaviska in the middle. Good goal kick that time finds Shakibi. Over to Nelner. Foley flashes to the middle. This is Amaviska. Can she get this down and create an opportunity for herself? Holt quickly over. Nicely done. Holt this time for Ems. Nicely done.
Go up line, go up line.
Ems looking for Gossin. Good feed that time by Ems to Gossin. Gossin watched there by a couple of defenders. Gossin unlucky that time. Ball just bouncing on her. And a goal kick again for Minnesota Rush. It's in the upper 50s. It's mostly cloudy, if not cloudy, and the wind is whipping.
Go with her, Bree. Go with her.
So it feels like an very early spring game.
Make a run now.
As that ball finds its way over into touch. Here's Ems with it. Ems heaves that in towards Foley. Foley takes it off the foot and then off the face. As Rush tries to get it out their own end, Gossin feeds the middle. Opportunity here for Holt. Holt with a chance. Sends that across. This is Nelner on the far side. Defense quickly closed her down, having learned their lesson earlier in the game. Nicely done. As Lee is going to check in and Kivel will check in. Nelner will check out and Amaviska will check out. So Lee replaces Amaviska in the midfield. Looks like Kivel will take that far side wing. Girls in white get their shape. Holt keeps that down. Falls kindly for Foley. Foley right on the end line, near in the far corner. This comes in for Holt. Holt lays off this time for Kivel. Nicely done. Holt gets it back. Can't turn though, as the defense was inside. She turned right into the defense. Unlucky for her there. This one goes off of, looks like it's off of a white player, so we'll have a Minnesota Rush throw far side. Again, 1-0 Blast in a relatively early goal for the Blast Girls. Holt squares that, nicely sent over towards Gossin. Gossin just inside, just at the top of the penalty area. Olivia Ems sends this in for Gossin. It off a couple of defenders. Keeper, instead of claiming it, punches it out. Minnesota Rush with a chance here. Good recovery defense this time by Lee. Drian, Shakibi in towards Lee. Nicely done. Lee, far side. That's it. Gossin. That is Blast Soccer. Nicely done. A number of connected passes in a row. And the Minnesota Rush defense will put that out. That looked like vintage Blast Soccer, as a number of connected passes in a row move the ball from one end to the other. More of that, please, if you're a Blast fan. Right side of your screen, this is Gossin. Sends this in, comes in, hops up and over. One goalie got a hand to it. I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but it looked like one of the Rush girls was actually, one of the Rush defenders was reaching with her arms. I'm glad she didn't grab it. That would have been an embarrassment. Instead, the goalie somehow comes out of that one. The coach is trying to tell the goalie to come all the way to the edge of the penalty area, which she does. Punches that over the top. Nicely done.
Good idea though, Northern.
And Shakibi can't keep that one in. That'll be a blue throw far side just to the right of the Blast bench. Throw from Rush comes in. Holt takes it off of her knee. Comes to the middle. Miscommunication there between Ems and Gosson. Both started towards it and then both stopped. This is Ems. Ems feeds this forward. Can't quite connect, but a good job of clearing that. This one comes to the back line. Here's Lee. Lee, good physical battle there with the Rush girl. This is Holt to the inside. Holt, inside Holt. Now outside to Gosson. Gosson with green grass in front of her. He's got Foley in the middle. Foley needs to make sure she stays on frame. Opportunity for Gosson and a goal for Holt. So Gosson fired from distance. The goalie made an initial save. Nicely done. It was a good save, firm save, but the rebound got spilled and it fell nicely for Holt. Holt pokes it in, and now a 2-goal lead for the Blast girls.
Good job, ladies. Let's keep going, White.
Ems tries to go across the formation, but ends up on the foot of a blue player. Shakibi battling there. This is Lee. Lee effectively playing a central defensive mid role. Looks like she's playing right in front of Dreon at center back, with Holt more advanced. This is Foley battling through the defense. Defense does find a way to get to that one though. And now they come the other direction. Lee smartly using her body, feeds this to the inside. This is Foley. Foley picks out her options, has a chance here. That one's gonna be taken away that time by Rush. Here's Ems. Ems feeds Gosson. Gosson takes a touch, feeds it to the middle. This is Foley. Foley tries to get this on her right foot, has to switch back to the left. A chance here on the far side. This is Kibble, and Kibble shoots and Kibble scores. I'll have to take a look at the tape on that one, folks. Referee might have missed an offside call, but in any event, it's to the advantage of the Blast girls. And now, again, the last time these two teams played, it was a relatively close affair until later in the second half. Right now, there we go. Now we're underway again. This is Lee. Lee punches this forward. Whoa, look out. That one's over everybody. Gosson will chase this down. Off of her foot. This comes for Nelner. Nelner near side. Shakibi with a firm shoulder challenge there in the back. So that's going to be a free kick for Rush. Good call by the referee there. Just a little too much youthful exuberance for Shakibi. And it'll be a free kick for Blue, although the referee should move that ball. That ball should be moved well up. Yeah, that ball needs to move up. There it is. So now the Rush girls will have a free kick. This one will come in flat, comes towards Nelner, who's playing with her hair, who's tying her hair, playing soccer while tying your hair. That's a new one, Aurelia. I haven't seen that one before, but we got it done. Cron comes up with that one at the near post. Looks over her options, is going to try a drop kick. We'll see how this one turns out. Yeah, that turned out okay. It's going to hop over a couple of players. It's going to find Amaviska. She can lay off for Holt. Instead, she makes the turn. She tries a little back heel pass. That would have been pretty nifty. Holt plays it negative to Shakibi. Nicely done. And I think we're going to get a handball. Yep, we're going to get a handball violation against Holt. That was up around her stomach. Her hands knocked that down, went right to her feet. That's a good call by the referee. So another free kick. 2 free kicks in succession here for the girls in blue. We'll see if the Rush girls are able to somehow steer this one into the penalty area. Surely they've got a couple of girls on their team that can really hammer the ball. That's a good one. It's to the edge of the penalty area. A couple of girls poke at it in the air. Here's a chance for Rush near side. Left foot shot, and it's cleared out quickly by Lee, but kept in momentarily by Rush. Cron still on an island, and now she claims.
Get out, Mike! Get out! Push up, ladies!
Nicely done, smartly done that time by the defense. Cron's punt this time finds its way out to Amaviska's foot. Comes for Holt. Holt feeds it forward. Gosson unable to get on that one, but now Gosson with a chance. Gosson in on goal to the edge of the penalty area, right foot. Good save by the keeper, and another shot, and that's going to be in. As the keeper unlucky that time. Did end up spilling it. She made a good save, an excellent save on that first shot. She was at the mercy of Gosson. Gosson was in alone. But the rebound, the shot, the save I should say, spilled, and Gosson pounced to make it a 4-0 lead.
I should have brought my blanket.
Keep going, White.
Rush just needs to possess the ball a little bit here. Possess it, hold it, and get a chance to catch their breath. As we'll have a blue throw coming out from the right side of your screen. A couple of Rush substitutes. So throw from the right side of your screen for the girls in blue. Again, the Minnesota Rush from the Rochester, Minnesota area.
Nothing crawls in there. Keep watching, White. Yep.
A mighty heave that time by the
Layla, talk.
Rush throw, but finds its way to Nelner. Nelner punches that forward.
Layla, that's you.
It's on the back door. This is Gosson, feeds to the middle. Amaviska tries to poke it back out to Gosson. Gosson dances around one defender, but she's watched there by 3. Lots of defensive attention there. Amaviska unable to get to that one. Good defense in the middle, but this comes across and a chance, and it slid wide. It slid wide as Kivel was on the back post. Just unlucky she was unable to get firm contact on that, and it slid all the way across the goal face and went out.
Keep making that run, 28.
Into the 22nd minute. This is Holt, tries to go negative, but couldn't find anybody. Gosson takes and feeds, sends this for Amaviska. Amaviska's gonna punch that, scoop it towards the goal, but it's gonna go wide. At first I thought she was going to just go to goal and hammer it. We've seen her put a strong foot to the ball, but that time she scooped under it a little bit. Thought maybe she might be trying to pass that ball, just with a little chip ball over the top, but it had a little too much pace on it. Milner unable to come up with that one here, but she gets it back. Good job staying with it. And I think that's going to be a white. I think that's going to be a blue. Looks like it's going to be a referee says it's going to be a blue throw. That ball comes up over the top. Milner with it. Milner keeps it in momentarily. That's going to be out. Plays for Foley. This gets sent to the middle. Amaviska battling there with the Rush. She comes away with it, feeds it far side. This is Kivel. Kivel stretches the legs on the far side, tries to get it in, but good interior defense. Defense plays that one out. Goalie was calling for it. So early in the year for the defense as well. Usually when a goalie calls for it, you're really supposed to bail out as a defender. Oh, Foley loses it. Oh, just a little bit out of control. Nothing too heavy in that, but a foul. Good match control foul. So the first free kick for the Blast Girls. Let's see who's going to take this. So Amaviska will take this one, center of your screen. Foley lurking in front. This one comes in towards Kivel. That one goes actually wide of Kivel, I should say.
Don't reach, Layla, don't reach.
Ems is checked in for Shakibi on the far side. Your defenders are Ems, Drian, and Nelner with Lee in the middle. Here's nice job that time by Rush bringing that up. This is Ems far side. Has Kivel far side for an outlet, but it's taken away by Rush. Rush.
Nice,
intense here. That might have come off an arm, but we're going to play on as Kron claims that one confidently off of her line. Kron punt intercepted that time by Rush. Comes back in for Dreon. Dreon will have a chance to take a touch. Looks for Ems, far side. Ems feeds forward looking for Kibble. It's intercepted. That 10 by Rush. And I think we've got the ball out of play. Yeah, we're going to have the ball out of play, so a throw far side right in front of the blast bench. This is Ems. Ems heaves it over the top looking for Kibble. Kibble has it off of her foot, but it's intercepted by Rush. Rush turn and go the other way. Rush showing a little bit of energy here late in this second half. In fact, in Friday's game, Rush did their best work late in the first half, as Kron was called in to save a couple of balls. This is Dreon. Dreon can settle this down. Finds on Maviska. She was trying to pass to the outside, but it didn't quite come off. This is Foley. This ball comes rolling in. Kron again off the line to claim that one. Smartly done. Girls in white, you'd like to see them spread out just a little bit more. Like to see them spread out just a little bit more and use the space that they're being afforded. But as you saw earlier in this half, we had a passing combination of, I think, 5 or 6 passes that were just magnificent. More of that would be preferred. Rush on the far side. This one comes to the middle. Gosson gets a left foot to it, runs into some resistance. Kibble tries to center. Amaviska comes in. She misses on that one. And Rush sends it out. Sent back in by Nelner. Played down. Chance for Kibble. She can't get a foot to it. And the keeper claims right side of your screen. Bad camera work. Slightly better commentary. And the Rush keeper, she should be bringing this all the way out to the top of the penalty box. There she goes. The coach is helping her out there. Punches this forward, and now she's put her team in a good position to do something positive. This comes to the outside. This is Amaviska. Foley tries to stab at that one. Doesn't come off. Lee punches this over the top. Looking for Kibble. Kibble far side. Was defense there. Is Kibble going to be able to keep this in? She does. Centers for Amaviska, but it's blocked and sent out by Rush on the far side. Comes to the far side. This is Ems. I think we've got substitutes. The referee's going to blow his whistle and say Rush is going to substitute, and so Ems is going to have to take that throw again. This throw is right in front of the Rush bench. Fortunate we're on this field because there are benches for the teams. You can see Rush trying to spread the field here. Number 20 well out of the middle. This is Amaviska, lays off for Kibble. Kibble far side. She feeds it forward, and that gets punched out towards the bench. Good defense that time by Rush as we approach the last couple of minutes of this half. Can't imagine the referee's going to add too much time. Punched forward. Here comes Rush. Lots of defenders back for this one. Ems chief among them, who sends that one out. This is a throw. This is a throw far side. Good heave there by Rush. In the air off of Foley. Foley feeds it forward for Amaviska. Amaviska takes one touch, now 2 touches. Now tries to feed it forward, but didn't hit it quite hard enough, and now it goes the other direction. We're going to have another blue throw. So Shakibi checks in for Gosson. I think that's the only change, as I had my head down for just a moment.
Aurelia! Behind you, Aurelia.
Nelner with a big touch there. She's got to have another chance. Now hammers a little farther down the field. This falls for Amaviska, but it's defense there. Oh, good pass that time by Rush. Can Rush keep this in? They do. Rush, good foot skills there. Now cuts to the middle. Rush sends it in. That's going to miss everything, but nice play on the near side, and that is half as as the referee says, no, we're not going to play the last 40 seconds of that one. In any event, we get ready for the second half here in just a few minutes.
Okay, you gotta hurry though, you don't have a ton of time. Can we help you get them on?
They'll be playing at 4.
How was it expected? I mean, they crushed him the first
If they crushed them the first time.
They crushed him the first time, but the score didn't get lopsided
I
until
heard you
later in
said
the
that
game.
late in the game, huh?
That's when we scored like a couple of goals quick off of goal kicks that they just couldn't get out of their own end.
Yeah.
And so for most of the game, it was like a 3-1, 2-1, 3-1 game. It's like, you know, and Warren had, in that first game, Warren had to make like 2 or 3 good saves
Really?
to keep them out of the end, off the scoreboard. So,
Well, they look a lot better than
yes, they're looking at, well, do you like that passing?
That's what I said.
Just-
The passing was beautiful in that one
That's the
segment.
blast. That's the blast
Oh,
pass.
right. That was really well done. They've done a couple good things.
Yeah, they do. They just not enough.
That's always, I'm almost always the one.
Yeah.
Well, it's rare when you get a team.
They play hard. They play
Yeah,
hard.
as
They
long as
work.
they're playing.
First game of the season. It's the first term of the season, probably.
Yeah,
So,
I think they're looking pretty good here now. Now, they're not going to play in the other tournaments. Are they playing in any of the tournaments? Well, they're going to play in the Stars, right? The Egan tournament. I'm thinking about Teresa's team.
I don't know.
They're going to play in different tournaments. Because they're playing up here next week, Diane said. And I didn't, yes.
Up here?
Yeah, and I didn't see Lauren's team on there. So
Yeah, I think they've started changing. I think they're just.
I think they're making them, or having them play different tournaments. That's what it sounds like.
That is.
Because Teresa said
Here, Nathan, come
this
over here.
morning that she didn't have practice today because there's no practice today because there are no coaches available.
Nathan, come over
Correct.
here.
So they must be up here.
Well, the U12s are up here.
You need to get it done.
We saw them
Write it
on
down.
Friday.
Okay, so that means
Josh
Yeah,
was
when I saw
coaching.
Josh and Gio here yesterday.
Josh and Gio were there.
so they're up here. They're up here. But they'll all be at the Egan one, right? So that's good.
Kept the microphone in my pocket.
12 months and about 18 months when they can get everywhere, but they don't understand anything. They're just dangerous. Or pick me up, Grandma, and pick him up. Now it turns around, wants to go back down. Yep.
All right, back for the second half, and the Blast Girls now moving from right to left on your device. We'll set your lineup here momentarily. Rush Girls coming out with some good energy here in the opening few seconds. Obviously down on the wrong end of a bit of a lopsided score, which would not be necessarily indicated based on the play on Friday.
Good job, Stella. Lila, make that run for her.
Amaviska by one defender. Defender takes it away from her. This is Kivel near side. So Kill, Amaviska, and Shakibi, your forwards. Looks like Gosson and Holt in the middle. Kron still between the sticks. Ems, Nelner, and Lee, your defenders. Correction, we have Bailey Dreon between the sticks.
Nice job, Bailey.
From a distance, they're wearing the same colored gloves, and they're both tall blondes, so I made a bit of a mistake there.
What in the air, why?
Wouldn't be the first time, won't be the last time. Holt battling there in the midfield. Good turn that time by Rush. Good foot skills, feeds one of her teammates. Teammates on the far side. Shakibi steps in. And I think we're gonna have a push or we're gonna have a free kick for Rush. Not 100% sure where the foul was there necessarily. Maybe a grab or I don't think there was a handball. In any event, we
Handball?
could not tell. So Minnesota Rush with a free kick. This one comes in towards Dreon. Dreon tries to get to that one, and that one spills over. We're gonna have a corner. So first corner of the game for Minnesota Rush. So an early chance here for Rush to get on the board. Ems on the near post. Nelner will guard the back post. This one comes in low and flat. Ems tries to get to that one, and that's off of. Excuse me, I don't have a cough button on this machine. And that one will go over for a goal kick.
Keep working, Stella. Good job.
Three out to Ems. Ems looks for Kivel, but she was covered up. Defense here. Good defense now, but played the other direction. This is
Lila, go help her.
This is Ems.
Go take the ball.
Ems with good defense. Rush Girl looking for some help. Feeds it to the middle. Let's find Holt. This is Kivel. Kivel to the middle, but the midfielders had already been pulled all the way over to the side. Unlucky there. It was a good play, good idea. Just the midfielders were already pulled over. Rush back into the edge of the penalty box. Ems battling there. This is Kivel back. Now punches this out towards Amaviska just to get a clearance before it's sent back in by Rush. Good shot there, blocked by Lee. Finds Gosson. Amaviska feeds it forward. Good idea that time. Unlucky that time. Unlucky that time. Amaviska by one defender, but can't get by the second one.
Stay with it.
Ems, good job. Good step that time.
Stay with it.
Kivel tries to feed the middle, but it just ping-pongs off of a couple of sets of legs. Amaviska battling there. Good job. Feeds it forward. Unlucky as that ball just didn't have quite enough pace on it.
Layla, this is when you're building your stamina. Let's go.
M's near side.
On your feet, let's roll.
That one goes into touch. And a blue throw. First few minutes of this second half. Rush looking better than they were in the first half. Good turn that time. Good rally defense that time by Blast. As Kivel will try to keep that in, and it will go off of Amaviska into touch, so we'll have a rush throw. Rush throw from the side. Comes in towards the middle. Amaviska tries to keep it in, but it goes into touch. Off of Amaviska's chest. Play toward M's. And that one again goes into touch. So good rally defense by the Blast girls. Good throw into the middle. Amaviska takes it off of her stomach, lays off for M's, punches that over the top. Good idea, good teamwork there to try to get it going the other direction. Nelner, bit of a mishit there, and they'll go the other direction. Nelner using her body to shield the ball nicely, feeds up towards Shakibi. Can Shakibi get a touch to it? She does. Can she keep it in? The answer is no, but it will be off of her for a blue throw. Now the sun has come out. Of course, we'll all be baking and sweating by the end of the second half. Amaviska loses her footing on the turf. Shakibi battles on the far side. This is Gossin, sends it in towards goal, and the Rush defender will watch that go over the touch line, the end line, and we'll have a goal kick for the girls in blue. Goes out to the far side, Gossin there. Shakibi steps. Shakibi with a chance. Amaviska steps in front of that one. This is Holt in the middle defense. It's fed the other direction. Here comes Rush. Far side, they play it negative. Smart play that time by the Rush player. It comes for Nelner, who sends this into the middle. Unable to connect that time, but it falls for Holt. Good 1-2 passing. Oh, for Gossin. Gossin around a couple of defenders. Nicely done. Good step that time by Ems. This falls for Kivel. Kivel by one defender, and Gossin's going to be on the other end of this. Can she feed across to the left foot? She does get it across after a little bit of a challenge. This is Kivel near corner. Good battle there. Referee getting ready to bring the whistle to his lips as both players were being very physical, but it comes out of it without a whistle.
Get up!
This is Kivel inside. Nicely done by Amaviska, laying off for Kivel. Kivel inside for Gossin, and that's going to get at the touch line. Now that's going to be off of, that's going to be a goal kick. Curious, very curious. I'm not sure that even went over the end line. It might have hit the touch line, but a single referee in a situation like this is at the mercy of the best he can do. Rush slicing through the midfield, but it finds Nelner's foot. This is Holt. Holt feeds Shakibi. Can Shakibi get a touch to it? She does. This is Amaviska. Shakibi stops the run. Should have kept that one going. This is Amaviska to the edge of the penalty area. By one defender, by a second defender. She shoots and she scores. Low shot finds its way off the keeper's hands and dribbles in. And in the 39th minute of this one, Blast take the momentum that Minnesota Rush had developed in the first few minutes of this half and turn it on its head, adding to their lead.
Nice job,
Reminder,
keep it up.
folks, that if the Blast girls win this game, which looks increasingly likely, they will be playing today at 4 o'clock p.m. here in Blaine. This one comes near side. Cron on the defense. So Cron is in. Who else checked in? Cron checked in, Lee checked in. I think Cron and Lee are the two that did check in.
Win it.
This one goes backwards towards Lee. Lee punches this forward. Foley checks, lays off Cron and Foley on top of each other there a little bit. This one to the middle as Gosson and Holt combine there, but the rush player splits the defense. This is Shakibi far side. She's got a little bit of attention, finds Foley in the middle. Foley with it.
Lauren, talk to him. You're wide open.
Gosson punches this through. Before Rush is able to turn it the other direction, Shakibi far side gets a touch to it, and that goes out of play, and we'll have a blue throw as signaled by Blast coach Nikki Lee. So in this situation, Blast girls really just want to keep their spacing, keep their shape, and make sure they're aware of where they are on the pitch, as well as being able to try to connect some of those passes as they did in the first half. Holt feeds forward, doesn't find anybody that time, gets another chance at it, sends it to the middle, but Foley is dispossessed. This is Lee. Lee, Ems. Good battle for Lee. Lee battling there. This is Ems. This is Cron. Cron inside for Gosson. Gosson feeds outside. Nicely done. Broken up that time, but it was a good play. 1-2 combination that time by Cron and Gosson. If that had come off, Cron would have been off to the races. This is Gosson with another chance. Feeds Shakibi. She's got some green grass in front of her. She takes a big touch, heads to the middle, looks for the cross, but is closed down that time by the Rush defense. You could see what was going on in her brain. She was trying to get that cross in, but it didn't quite come off. This one towards the middle. This is Lee to the near side. This one's sent all the way down towards Dreon. Dreon will claim this one. Easy as you like. And as I said, the sun is out, which means it's going to get warm out here. Punt comes in towards a couple of players. This is Cron who tries to get a touch to it. She does. And I think that's played off of, yeah, I think that's a white throw. Yep, the girls have figured that out. That's the excuse. That's the reasoning. Yes. Crazy kids. This one finds Foley. Foley controls, keeps it on her left foot, keeps playing. That might have gone over the touch line, but again, we keep playing. Foley tries to go through a couple of defenders. It's near the end line. It's sent out. Cron takes a touch, sends it in. Nice, good cross. Opportunity. Shakibi controls but could not unload the cannon. Holt sends it towards goal, but it's sent out by the defense. Cron keeps it in momentarily. This is Gosson. Gosson with a little bit of time. Now she's closed down quickly. So the Blast girls spreading out the field very, very nicely. You can see them really spreading out. However, unable to quite connect enough passes. This is Lee. Nicely done. Lee. Oh, Cron couldn't get a touch to that one. Foley's going to run over that one. And here comes Rush the other way as Ems tries to play defense there. Nicely done. Into the middle. This is Gosson. Gosson with one touch. Feeds it forward for Foley. Foley with one touch to the middle.
You got time, White. Time.
Ems, Holt. Nicely done. Holt switches the field. Shakibi good. One touch there. Can she get another second touch to it? The answer is no, as Rush girl closes her down on the far side. This one goes all the way back to Nelner. Nelner has her back to the goal. Let's see what she decides to do on the far side. Does a good job of shielding the ball. Now she tries to switch and go the other direction. She does. Nicely done. That's definitely the harder of the two options. You could have played it negative. Cron gets back, tries to get back and break that pass up, but can't. Cron uses the body there.
Good job, Lauren. Good job.
Well, Lauren draws the foul, thinks it's against her. Then she finally realizes that it's not. I was looking for Holt. That didn't quite come off. Cron. Lauren Cron trying to take out a sibling, apparently. Blue throw. blue throw right of your screen. Rush sends this to the middle. Foley can't quite get a foot to that as everybody's swinging at it in the air. This falls for Gosson. Gosson gets it on the deck. Gosson again. Gosson not willing to give up on that one. Gosson battles far side. Had to go through another couple of defenders. A new ball, an extra ball on the pitch. That's sent the other direction. Thank goodness it didn't interfere with play. This shot comes in towards Drian. She's off her line, claims that one, no problem. About halfway, excuse me, bad camera. Ball's on the far side there with Gosson and Shakibi chasing. Just to the, from our perspective, just to the left of the bench. Here's a chance for Gosson. Gosson feeds to the middle. Chance for blast and shot claimed confidently that time by the Rush keeper. She had to get that right as Foley and Cron were lurking. Speaking of Foley, here's a chance for Foley. She's got a couple of defenders on her, loses her balance, but did a great job of feeding that forward. This one comes to the near side. Mims there, nicely done. Back to the goal. So Foley will be withdrawn, Holt will be withdrawn, and Maviska will check in, as will Kivel. It is a Rush throw just to the right of the screen here. There you see the Rush player with her pink cleats, ready to heave this one in and put it in play as we approach the last quarter of this game. This one goes backwards. Rush chips it forward, intercepted by Amaviska, chips that one forward, going the other direction. Amaviska with a good foot there. This one's okay. Rush girl unfortunately called herself for a handball there. Someday the Blast girls will realize that they should just play advantage there. Amaviska fires that one all the way across from Shakibi, who gets a foot on it. Falls nicely for her, but she's unable to come up with it. That was a good idea. It just did not come off. That ball had a lot of pace on it. Drian off the line, nicely done, smartly done that time by the Blast keeper. Screaming at her defenders that she had that ball, and the defenders, to their credit, got out of the way.
Go up, Layla. You're playing like a midfield.
Shakibi far
Layla,
side.
Get up. You're forward.
Feeds this forward, looking for Gosson. Gosson battles there. Good physical battle. This one's going to stay in. Shakibi's intercepted by Gosson. This is Amaviska, who can't get a touch to it. Good foot skills there. Feeds it forward. Looks for Kivel. Cron has the chance. Put a foot to that one, but that was off of... They're going to call a handball? Oh, my heavens. He's going to call a handball. Referee's going to call a handball there. That's in the penalty area. So that is a penalty. No. This is a penalty. The referee needs to manage this situation. It is a penalty. So the girls have to exit the penalty area. Ref, the girls have to exit the penalty area, both sides. Younger referee, he needs them all to back up. There we go. Cron with it. Cron puts it in the top corner. That was finished with authority. Holy cow, that's the best penalty I've ever seen her take. Fantastic. That was a fantastic penalty. No chance for the keeper at all on that one. It was. Absolutely top shelf. Do you want a mic? You can be the color commentator. You want? I got a mic for you too.
You guys might have to make back and forth.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Cron absolutely buried that one. I'm glad we were able to get that one on tape because I think I missed her inadvertent handball. So I got that one. Happy about that one. In any event, we play on. Here comes Rush down the near side. Rush wants to break the duck. They want to wipe away the clean sheet. This is Ems battling in the corner. Rush girl battles in the corner. This one goes out of play. And yeah, that's going to be a white throw. As Ems battles there, this comes towards Cron. Cron tries to feed it towards the middle. Now she keeps it in. Chance for Lauren. Cron, she sends it in for Gosson. Gosson turns it the other way. Unlucky that time. Nelner punches that out to safety. This is Kivel off of her knee. Takes it on the far side. Now she turns. She's got a little bit of green grass. Crosses to the middle, /shot. And that one will be claimed by the Rush keeper. Again, the game Right now, at this point, really a foregone conclusion with respect to the result late in the second half with a 6-goal lead now for the Blast girls. They will be playing again at 4 o'clock today. This one off a couple of sets of feet. This is Amaviska. Will try some fancy footwork there. Feeds it forward for Kron. Kron looks to go inside, does, towards Gosson. Gosson took a touch there, but got jumped by a couple of defenders. Unlucky there for Gosson that she wasn't able to get that one to the far side. Rush going the other direction. This is Nelner with a good step. And this one will find touch. I think this is going to be a blue throw. Yep, blue throw far side. We got an MTA practice ball flying through the field. Throw right in front of the Blast bench, far side. Arms are in the air, but it didn't hit any of them, amazingly enough. And Rush come the other direction. They'd love to get on the board. They'd love to do that. Good one touch there by Kron. Always looking for Kibble. Didn't quite come off, but I like that play. This is Mims near side. That's off of Mims shin guards. Here's Rush. Rush is she's on an island a little bit by herself. Amaviska outside towards Kron. Kron feeds it to the middle for Gosson. Gosson, unlucky that time. She's able to control it. This is Nelner far side. Nelner's going to be beaten to that one by a fast Rush player with a lot of vigor on her mind, and so she wins the throw there. Again, Rush on the wrong end of a fairly lopsided score, but they would love to get on the board. Love to put one in the net and break up the shutout. As we approach the last 9 minutes of this one. I say 9 minutes. Of course, we have no idea how much time the referee's going to add. Last time he shorted us 45 seconds of the first half by my count, so we'll see how long we play here in the second half. This one comes in as Rush shoots from distance. This is off Dreon's hands. Nicely done. She claims it. Good shot. Good save, and then she pounces on the rebound or the loose ball. Dreon, little challenge there with the punt. This one's going to be sent back in from Rush. Dreon on an island. Good job by Lee coming back to help there. Here's Ems. Ems goes for Kron. Kron's going to keep that. Kron tried to keep it in. Crafty Kron tried to keep that in, but it did not work for her. It's a blue throw. It is a blue throw here from the right side of your screen as Holt checks back in and Foley check back in. Lee and Ems will have a seat. Throw goes negative for Rush. Kibble with a little defense there. This goes the other direction. Punched in that time by Rush to the edge of the penalty area. Chance for Rush. Nelner steps up and pokes at that one, sends it towards Gosson's foot. Nice job that time by Rush steering that in.
Good job, defense.
Into the last 6.5 minutes of this one.
Win it in the air, Layla.
This one over the top. Kibble will have a chance to run onto this one. Can she get to it? Amaviska steps up quickly. Amaviska negative. This is Foley. Foley outside for Kron. Couldn't quite connect. Nicely done. It was a good idea, but it didn't come off. Rush come away with this one. They feed towards the middle. This one's inside, and Dreon quickly off of her line to claim that one. Punched up in the air off of Amaviska's thigh. This one goes back for Rush. Rush to the middle. Holt outside. Amaviska outside. Taken away by Rush. Here's Foley. And that one punched well over the end line, and we'll have a goal kick for Blast as soon as we get a couple of new replacements and refreshed players for Minnesota Rush.
It is helpful for us too.
Drian goes near side. This is Foley. Foley looks for Cron, but it's intercepted that time. Intercepted that time by Rush. Foley has another chance. She's going to heave it down the line. Not sure that one ever came in, but we play on. It's a 6-0 game, so we're going to play on. This one goes to the far side. Drian's going to chase this one, and I think Blast may have gotten lucky there that was signaled as a goal kick. I think the Rush girls may have a bit of a bone to pick with the referee on that one. They may feel hard done by, because I think that was off of a off a white player. In any event, we play on. This is Nelner taking the goal kick short, far side. Nelner tries to feed it up towards Shakivi, but that's going to be sent into touch. Rush throw on the far side into the last 4 minutes. Amaviska around that one. Amaviska with a little bit of green grass in front of her. She's closed down quickly by the defense. Rush tried to keep this to the outside. Amaviska centering pass. This comes short for Gosson. Gosson can't quite get to that one. Good defense, and here comes Rush going the other direction. Holt says not today, sends it the other direction before Rush takes it away. It looks like a game of ping pong out there. Ball back and forth. Now Nelner will have a throw far side. I think that's off of, actually that looks like it's going to be a blue throw. Looks like it'll be a blue throw from the far side. Or do we have I thought we had a throw on the far side. Yep, there we go. We have a throw on the far side, but a deep throw for Rush. They have not had a lot of good scoring chances here in this game, and it doesn't look like they're going to get one off here either, as this one's going to be pitched in towards Foley. Foley inside. This comes for Amaviska. Amaviska, Shakibi.
You guys, talk! Communicate!
In towards Drian, and she claims that one. Nicely done. That punt high in the air. This is going to hit. It's going to go over everybody. Kivel's going to try to run through it, and she does. Kivel with a chance. Kivel with it on her left foot. Sends it in towards goal.
Left foot. I'll give it to you. Good job, Kivel.
Good left foot that time. Just didn't quite get a lot of pace on it. Amaviska near side. Tries to switch the field. This comes for Holt. That's deflected. Goes the other direction. Holt with a chance. Sends it to the outside. Taken by Rush, and that one's going to run towards Drian, where Drian will claim. Punt comes high, looks for Amaviska, who gets a foot to it. Rush goes the other direction. Here's Rush punching that forward till Holt punches it the other direction. This is Kivel. Kivel up. Kivel did a good job of settling the ball, but then just didn't quite bring it with her. Amaviska near side. Cron inside, one touch, good pass towards Gosson. Gosson goes outside to Kivel. Kivel far side. She's got Shakibi to her right. Kivel gains the penalty area, and now slams on the brakes, turns the other direction. Now plays it negative all the way back to Holt. And it'll be a blue throw here on the far side into the last 90 seconds of this one, and as we count regular time. Not sure who the Blast Girls will be playing at 4 o'clock, but in any event, we imagine it will be a very competitive match. Look forward to seeing you on that one. This one's fed to the middle. Rush with a chance. Foley sends it the other direction. Good collision there. Everybody's up. No foul there, is just two bodies coming together. I just want to make sure everybody's healthy. This one falls short into the last 60 seconds. Holt battles there, nicely done. This one comes the other direction.
Run!
Maviska is able to keep that one.
Run! Run through! There, running!
Kron feeds it forward. Nicely done.
Good idea, Lauren.
That was a good feed. Rush. Bit of a mishit that time by the keeper, but bailed out by our midfield. Ball goes to the near side. Now Rush bringing it up. Maybe one more charge up the pitch for the Rush girls. Holt is over there as well. That one comes out towards the Rush bench. They'll have one more throw. Imagine there might be only a handful of seconds left in this one. Can Rush steer one on frame? Can they create a scoring chance? And the answer for this sequence is no. We'll have a goal kick here. We will have a goal kick here for the Blast girls. The referee checks his phone. Shouldn't be having a phone. He should have a watch, a wristwatch, in any event we play on. And we've got a foul there. That's a whistle that probably should be blown just to make sure that everybody is healthy. This one falls nicely for Rush, and Rush shoots and Rush scores. So we're into the last, now we're in the almost to the 32nd minute of this one. The referee checks his phone, realizes he should have blown the whistle maybe a minute ago. Comes for Kron, good touch pass that time. Opportunity. Gossin by a couple of players. This one goes to Shakibi far side, and that is it. That is it, and the Blast girls prevail over Rush again for the second time in the tournament by a final score of 6-1. This game not as competitive as the pool play game on Friday, but the girls will find out who their next opponent will be. Surely an opponent that will test them substantially today at 4:00 p.m. The championship in the NOSC spring kickoff. So we'll see you at 4:00 here on the channel. Thank you very much for joining us. Final score from Blaine: Blast 6 and Rush 1.